Well, this here's the story of Samuel Dombey, a man like any other at the end of a long day. Guts and muscles and maybe a little more. He worked as a grave digger after the Civil War. Months around competition room with the deepest raise. The work was hard and Sam did it for the cheapest wage. Seems that the other man's shoes didn't fit him. When he was out working, the others were out to get him. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. Digging all day, Sam's pockets got richer, but the others are wishing he was out of the picture. So late one night, stopping the competition, went to see Dr. Beauregard, a local magician. They asked if he could help put things in reverse. They pooled all their money for a $50 curse. Next morning at work was a commotion. Digging a grave, Sam heard an explosion, followed by a moaning, cursing and mumbling from the nearby bushes. A figure came stumbling. Sam shrugged his shoulders to survey the damages. Later, Dr. Beauregard was seen wearing bandages. Worse for wear, he wasn't taking suggestions. Said he hadn't anyone who asked him any questions. Coast wasn't clear. Trouble kept lurking. The others kept scheming, but Sam kept working. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. Lamented their blown chance, decided to take matters into their own hands. Lives full of poison and making a trap. Blew up their shed when Sam was taking a nap. The others were astonished and totally annoyed, cause Sam walked away while the shed was destroyed. Next they tied him up and they swore that they got him when they threw him in the lake and watched him sink to the bottom. Below and behold, to the others' dismay, Sam was back at work again the very next day. They burned his house down to the ground, they were possessed. And when that didn't work, they finally shot him in the chest. So hold your head low and fly the flag half-mast, but it was actually Samuel that had the last laugh. He recovered again, Lord be praised. He lived to be 100 and dug the other's grave. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands, and he did. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. And he died with a shovel in his hands. This is an even true song. It was wrote on account of old Sam working so hard. Adding the drums was my idea. Reckon that's how it ought to be.